Hello students, welcome to lecture number 7 of Principles of Management. Today we have got a new topic by the name of Henry File Administrative Management. You know that in previous classes we have discussed about scientific management. Over there we talked about contribution in the father of scientific management, that was Frederick Taylor. Then we talked about bureaucracy and bureaucratic management, that was presented and laid down by Max Weber. Now we are promoting this history of management by adding the contribution of Henry File to the management field. So Henry File has also contributed a lot to the management field in laying down the foundation of principles of management like Max Weber and Frederick Taylor. So Henry File was a Frenchman. He lived from 1841 to 1925. He worked as a CEO of a very famous steel company of that time, and the name of that steel company was Commonwealth. Commonwealth Steel Company. Actually, that steel company was having 10,000 to 13,000 employees. But increase in steel competition from other countries, the performance of this Commonwealth Steel Company was gradually declining, going down day by day. Then the board of directors decided to hire this Henry File as a CEO, Chief Executive Officer, to liquidate the company, or in other words we can say to close the company. But based on his abilities, when he was hired, he worked in the companies for 4 months. Then he presented a plan, strategic plan of the company to pull this company out of this bad days and develop the companies to compete with its competitors. He has told in many books that while working in this company as a CEO, I believed that the success of company is totally based on the capability of its leader. Is compared to the technical capabilities, leadership capabilities are more important to make a company successful one. At the same time, he also presented 4 functions of management which we are using still today. And those 4 functions of management you have studied in your first and second classes. They are planning, organizing, leading and controlling. Actually, that is the concrete base of management. Still we are using in the organization those 4 functions: planning, organizing, leading and controlling. So these 4 functions were presented by Henry File while he was working as a CEO of the Commonwealth Steel Company. Then, along with the managerial functions, he also presented 14 principles which we are still using in our management, in the organizations, and managers are strongly believing in those 14 principles presented by Henry File. The name of those 14 principles is File's 14 Principles of Management. So now we are going to discuss those 14 principles of Henry File in detail. Those 14 principles are: number 1, division of work; number 2, authority and responsibility; number 3, discipline; number 4, unity of command; number 5, unity of direction; number 6, subordination of individual interest to general interest; number 7, remuneration; number 8, centralization; 9, scalar chain; 10, order; 11 equity, 12 stability of tenure, 13 initiative, 14 spirit de corps. So now we are going to present them one by one. Division of work. Henry Fayol has told us that the work should be divided among the employees. Each employee should be given a specific task. This is called division of work. Means there should be no confusion in the work. Each and every person should know what is my duty and responsibility while working in this organization, from top to bottom. This is called division of work. Obviously, when there is division of work, so the employees will be becoming more specialized day by day in his own work as compared to the unknown work. Like today, a worker is going to the organization and he doesn't know what he is supposed to do, and he is given a different duty every day, so he will never become a specialist in any of his duty and responsibility. But if the employees are given a specialized task, so obviously they will become specialist in his own task or function or duty and responsibility. This is called division of work, presented by Henry Fayol. Number second is authority and responsibility. Authority means the right to give order is called authority. A responsibility means what you are supposed to do, or the job for which you are answerable to the top managers, that is called responsibility. So Henry Fayol says that there should be that the authority and responsibility should go parallel. Means if you are giving authority to a manager, you should also give him the same level responsibility. If you are giving more authority to a person and less responsibility, it's not a good management. There will be no effectiveness and efficiency in the organization. Or if you are giving more responsibility and less authority, still management activities will be failed. So authority and responsibility should be equal. Number third, there is discipline. Obviously, in the organization, there should be discipline. There should be rules and regulations. There should be a policy which should be followed by the managers to keep a clear and sound working environment in the organization. It is called discipline in the organization. Then we are talking about unity of command. Unity of command means one order. Unity of command, or we can say that the unity of command means that each employee should report to only one boss. This is called unity of command. If an employee is answerable to many managers, obviously then there will be confusion. So there should be one direct boss to whom an employee reports. This is called unity of command. Then we have got unity of direction. There should be one direction. There should be no confusion in the goals and objectives of the organization. Or we can say that at one time, an organization should follow one plan. All the managers and employees should follow that specific plan. That is called unity of direction. Then we are talking about subordination of individual interest to general interest. Subordination of individual interest to general interest. Before going to the explanation of this point, you should know that in the organization there are two types of interest existing in the organization among the people. One is called self-interest. Interest, what you are thinking for your own benefit, this is called individual interest. and one is general interest. The benefit or the interest of the organization, the well-being of the organization, that is called general interest. So, subordination of individual interest to general interest, it means that we should manage our employees in such a way so that to change their mentalities from their individual interest or selfishness to the organizational interest. All the employees should work combinedly for the organizational interest, not for their individual interest. This is called subordination of individual interest to general interest. Next, remuneration. Remuneration means salaries. Haqquz Zama. Remuneration, it says that there should be a fair policy of salaries based on the performance, based on the experience, based on the qualification, education, knowledge. So there should be a standard system of salary. This is called remuneration. Fair policy of salary, remuneration. Centralization. Obviously, we have what is meant by centralization. There is another terminology which is opposite to centralization, that is called decentralization. Centralization and decentralization are two types of managerial styles. In centralization, all the decisions are taken by one person or in one office. In decentralization, the organization is giving a responsibility to each and every employee so that they can take their own decisions up to a certain extent. Centralization and decentralization. Centralization, what is the meaning of this point over here? They say that there should be a balance between centralization and decentralization. If there is 100% decentralization, you have given the employees free hand to take all the decisions by themselves, then management and controlling will be very tough. Or if there is 100% dictatorship or centralization, again employees will be demotivated, the work will not be going very well. So there should be a balance between centralization and decentralization. Number 9, there is scalar chain. What is meant by scalar chain? Scalar chain means hierarchy, silsila-e maratib. Scalar chain here means that every employee is working on his own position in the hierarchy. Like so you saw this guy is working on his own position. So he should know his duties, responsibilities, whom to report and from whom to take the report. All these things should be crystal clear to this guy. This is called scalar chain, or the employee should perform and work based on his position in the hierarchy is called scalar chain. 10 is order. Order means that for everything in the organization there should be a specified place. Everything should be on its own place, clean and neat. Order, nazam. Then equity, obviously, rules, equity, rules and regulations should be fairly implemented on all organizations, on all employees in the overall organization. This is called equity. Means there should be a fair policy to implement the rules and regulations of the organization among the employees. Then stability of tenure. Stability of tenure means stability of their jobs. Means their jobs should be stable. They should not be afraid of that we are going to be terminated this month or after 2 months or 3 months or 5 months or 10 months. But no, they should be provided an environment where they should think that our jobs are for a long time and we are not going to be terminated, or we can say that they should feel safe about their jobs. This is called stability of tenure. Tenure means their jobs. Okay? Duration of the job is called tenure. Stability of tenure means their jobs are safe and secure. They should feel secured in the organization. If they are mentally disturbed, they are thinking that we are going to be terminated or our jobs are not safe, so obviously they will not be working with a peaceful mind. Then initiative. Initiative means to take a new step, to think something new, to bring up innovation in the organization. What does it mean over here, initiative? It says that the managers should encourage employees to come up with something new, to come up with some creativity. This is called initiative. Then spirit de corps. Number 14, spirit de corps. Spirit de corps means that we should encourage and motivate the employees to work as a team, to work for organizational interest. They should be motivated. Spirit de corps. Corps means employees, workers. Workers should be motivated. They should be encouraged to work as a team for the good health of the organization, for the benefit of the organization. So these were 14 principles presented by Henry Fayol. This was our lecture number 7 about Henry Fayol Administrative Management. Be with me. See you in the next class. Inshallah. Khuda Hafiz.